One.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the March 3rd virtual meeting of Chatham's Historic Business District Commission. My name is Daniel Silver, and I am the current chairman of the H.B.D.C. Hopefully, this meeting will unfold as follows. As soon as the Central Permitting Coordinator, Sarah Clark, reads the Governor's directive concerning these meetings, we'll call a virtual roll call. And the first order of business will be the minutes. As soon as those are approved, we'll move right on to the applications. So, Sarah, do you have any word for us from the governor?
Please note that this meeting is being recorded and will be available shortly hereafter for scheduled and on-demand viewing on any smartphone or tablet device. If anyone else is recording this meeting, please notify the chairman. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 23, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Historic Business District Commission is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that persons who would like to listen to this meeting while in progress may do so by calling the phone number 1-508-945-4410, conference ID 693-091-949#. Despite our best efforts, we may not be able to provide for real-time access, and we will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as possible.
Thank you, Sarah. Now, as I said, we'll do a roll call. Vice Chair, Darcy Sequin.
Darcy's here.
All right. Our clerk, Sam Stribert.
Sam Stribert's here.
Okay. A regular member, Robert Burns.
Burns is here.
All right. Our first alternate, Doug Grattan.
Doug Grattan is here.
And our second alternate, Steve Du Bois.
Steve Du Bois is here.
Okay, we've done our roll call. It seems like all the members are present who are going to be reviewing the applications this afternoon. As I said, the first order of business will be the minutes, and those are of February 17th. Are there any comments, revisions, or?
Doug Grattan would like to make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Ready to vote, folks? Darcy?
Darcy votes in favor.
Sam Stryber?
Sam Stribert votes in favor.
Bob Burns?
Bob Burns in favor.
Doug Grattan?
Doug Grattan in favor.
Steve Du Bois?
Steve Du Bois in favor.
Okay, and I'm going to abstain because I wasn't present at the meeting. Very good. That gets us through the minutes. So as I said, we're moving right on to the applications. And our first applicant, Sam?
The first applicant is in site improvement, 21-021, Lois Castellana. Application to install AC condensers located at 759 Main Street.
All right, now I know Lois is here because I can still see her.
I'm here.
Lois, can you give us a brief synopsis of what you're proposing?
So it's actually done, which I did not realize that I had to get a permit. I just assumed the people who were installing it had to get the permits. So I had mini splits put inside the house for AC, and they put 2 units on the outside. This right here, this picture is on the side of the house, which I measured it from the property line to the beginning of the unit, and it's 15 feet. There's another unit also on the side of the house, but it's towards the front, as you can see, and that is the same distance, 15 feet.
All righty, let's see what the commission members think of it. Darcy?
I have no issues with it. It's fine with me.
Sam?
Let me just ask that, have you given any consideration for some landscaping on its side?
Yes, excuse my voice. There is landscaping on the side. It's all arborvitaes, as you can see in one of the pictures, is the whole length of the side of the house.
No, but I see the arborvitae. It's on the other. It's on the unit is pretty well exposed and it doesn't show any arborvitae right next to it on its side. You can't put it in front because it would restrict the airflow, but at least the sides.
Yeah, that's no problem.
So give it some thought. That's all I'll say.
Absolutely.
That's my only concern.
Okay,
Thank you.
Bob?
Hi, Lois. I'd be in favor of some arborvitae to screen it from the side.
Okay.
And then on the other side, the first one that you showed, is that in the back of the house?
It's in the back on the side.
And there's a
So it's
fence
like-
there's a fence to the right of that. Is that where the fence is?
There's no fence over there. The fence is in the front.
Okay, so I'm okay with this one. I think the one from the street, if you could put some arborvitae, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay.
Doug?
I have no problem with it.
Steve?
I have no other concerns.
Alrighty, is there a motion?
Doug Grant will make a motion for application 21-021, Lois Castanella, application to install AC condenser located at 759 Main Street as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
All right, so a motion and a second. All right, let's see if there's any further comments. Darcy, do you have any further comments or questions?
Darcy has no comments.
Sam?
No comment. Sam Stryver has no comments.
Bob Burns?
Burns, no comments.
Doug Grattan?
Doug Grant, no comments?
Steve DuBois?
Steve has no further comments.
And I have no questions either, Dan Silver. All right, ready to vote? Steve DuBois?
Vote to approve as presented.
Doug Grattan?
Doug votes to approve.
Bob Burns?
Burns votes to approve.
Sam Stryver?
Sam Stryver approves.
Darcy Sequin?
Darcy Sequin approves.
And Dan Silver approves as well. Very good. Congratulations, Lois.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem. All right, Sam.
The next application is for an addition and alteration. 21-015, Hal and Jill Leibowitz, care of Aaron Polinas. Application to replace columns, siding, windows, and repaint 2 doors and the bulkhead located at 9 Kingsbury Way.
Very good. I believe we have applicant's representative here. As a matter of fact, I see him. Well, I did.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is John Barker with Paulina Savory de Silva. I'm the project manager working with Jill and Hal Leibowitz at 9 Kingsbury Way. As a project manager, I'm going to walk through the presentation today. Peter Paulhimus is also in attendance should any further questions arise. So what we are looking at here on the first page is the existing elevations. The left side is the existing front elevation. The right side is the existing side elevation. The front elevation is viewable from the public way. The 9 Kingsbury Way is a private way that extends off of Oyster Harbor Road and is set back from the public way, but the front elevation is certainly visible. The house itself is a relatively new construction. It was built in 2009. It was not historic in nature, but is in relatively close proximity to downtown. The partial part of the property and a good majority of the structure itself fall within the H.B.D.C jurisdiction. So what we are looking to do, there is a picture window centered on the front elevation, a couple columns on the front elevation, and a side canopy roof on the right-hand side of that front elevation, also visible from the side view on the right-hand image. Here's the proposed front and right-hand side elevations, showing the on the second floor, the new replacement window, replacing the arched top large picture window with a more appropriate in size and scale imitation double hung window. The replacement columns at the main gambrel end of the building. And then on the right-hand side of that same front elevation, you can see the profile of the side canopy roof where we're replacing the thin columns with new brackets. In addition, there's some, we're planning on doing some painting, repainting the front entry door and the side entry door. The color will match the existing color. We're planning on residing the sidewall shingles using a factory finished pre-dipped gray shingle. The color swatch is in the top left corner of this page. And for reference, there's an image in the top right of another project in town where we've used the exact same colored shingles. We've included the painting of the bulkhead, although it's on the rear side of the structure. The back of the house does back up to the municipal lot behind the Orpheum Theater. So we've included it, even though it's not really visible. We just wanted to ensure we included every piece. And then finally, the last page shows some of the blown up details of the proposed columns at the main front entry, and then the secondary brackets at the hood roofed side entry.
Okay, very good. Excellent presentation. Darcy, you're back, by the way. We can see you again.
Okay, I didn't know I was
Yep.
gone. I thought we had that straightened out.
All right,
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. All right, let's find out what the commission thinks. Sam, can we start with you?
Could I have the front elevation showing
Would you like existing or proposed?
proposed?
I believe that's page 4.
So what you're basically doing are the two columns that are on the bay. The bay have on the splayed side of the bay. Are you removing those windows?
No, those windows
That's what
remain
the drawing.
untouched. The scan, it looks like they've faded out a little bit. It is not our intention to do anything to those windows.
Okay, so then basically you've taken the skinny columns and put fat ones in.
Correct.
And except that I don't understand the one that's on, that it seems to be sliced.
That as it's on the corner of the structure, so the column is wrapped around two sides. So when you see it in 3 dimensions, it appears as a completed column. It's kind of a standard column that's kind of wrapped around the corner. So it articulates the curved. It's actually slightly to the left.
So
Sarah
it's,
is running
it's,
correct.
it's rectangular in shape. I mean, the detail that you show doesn't show the plan. Yeah, there you go. Down at the bottom there, is a plan view?
So the 3 on the main elevation of the house are rectangular in shape. That 4th one that you were calling attention to is
with one curved side.
correct.
Okay.
It's an L-shaped column.
Oh my God.
So,
okay. I
so
think you're very adventurous to do something like this. I'm not sure whether there's a situation that warrants such a slice of a column. That's a very brutal thing to do to a standard architectural element. It's very mannerist, as a matter of fact, and you know, I don't think you're gonna, nobody's gonna see it really, because it's way back in the corner, and it's gonna be just a curiosity, is the way I would look at it. That's one thing. I think the two columns that are in front of the bay window just obscures the view more, and is a very awkward situation. This bay under a gable has been done since the 1850s, I guess, and they have desperately avoided trying to put a column there or a bracket or something, and then just let the corners overhang. But you're going to have a column there, and you had a nice small one before, so the view wasn't. But now you've gone to a fat one, and I'm not sure what is warranted by the fat column. So just like the bracket is about 1.5% larger than other brackets that you would think would be in proportion to the roof. The bracket is way oversized for what it's holding up. And I think it's a conceit in a way to do these changes. I'm not sure why the double hung up in the gambrel face is not divided in half. If you divide it in half, then you miss the flanking grill line. And so rather than make it a little higher, well, if you make it a little higher, then you have to move the head. So I understand all of that, but I think it's a subtlety that's very, very strange. So those are my concerns. Is this destroying a traditional? I think it's making a mockery of it. That's my feeling.
To speak to the first, the column on the far left,
Yep.
Although it is in 2 dimensions on this elevation, it is truncated. In the round, in the full 3 dimensions, it is completed on both sides. So I guess I just see it a little bit differently.
Sure.
The columns at the front gable, or the front gambrel roof shape on either side of the bay, were intended to be sized slightly larger so that they felt like they supported the overhanging roof structure above. The thin, spindly columns, although they do provide a slightly more view, felt undersized aesthetically, which was the reason for trying to go with a more solid base to that overhanging second story. The brackets on the side hood roof at the side entry are a little bit larger than a typical bracket, but trying to keep in character with the other additions, the columns on the front. And just on that window up on the second floor, we tried to keep the proportions of the panes, of the individual window panes on the top half of the double hung window consistent and in character with those of the adjacent smaller windows, which led to the proportions and changes that are being presented today.
So why did you do the little arch going to the front door?
To signify that is the front entry, add a little, the entrance is set back. You have the single front facade, the front plane that is the protruding second floor. So that was meant as a, kind of call attention to what is the formal front entry.
Well, my comments are still, I understand the notion of thicker legs to give a stronger stand, but I think the whole thing is somewhat of like a postmodern joke.
Okay, Sam?
Yep.
Okay, Bob Burns?
Sarah, can I see the picture of the building as is now? I think it was the first. Okay, so I get an idea of. Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
All righty, Doug Grattan?
Doug Grattan has no further questions.
Steve DeVoy?
Okay, so I had a few questions. A lot of them Sam asked already. My concern or my question or observation was about the window that's in the gambrel end. Is that a double hung window that's replacing the arch top window?
No, the double hung windows are not available in that size. So it is, in fact, an inoperable picture window, but it does have a oversized factory mulled crossbar to mimic the detailing of a traditional double hung.
So I guess I was going to suggest that was a double hung to maybe make that a cottage style window, because you've got sort of a Palladian theme going on there with those three windows. And I was wondering if that center window could be like a cottage window so that the upper sash would be smaller than the bottom sash. Then you could make it a 9/1 and you could have the grills all line up then. And I think that would look a little bit more uniform if that was a little more consistent than it, because it's kind of sawtooth now. And the fact that the grills don't line up sort of emphasize that. And I was just wondering if that could be made more uniform. And the size of the brackets, they look way oversized for that small little overhang that it's holding up. But, if you want to scale it the same as the columns, maybe that's what works. I'm not sure, but they appear to be a little bit large.
Okay, Steve?
Yeah, that's it. That's just my suggestions.
All right, Darcy?
I'm okay with it overall. I'm looking at the fixed window. With Steve's concern, I'm looking at the grills. If you look straight across from the middle window and the bottom of the grill, it is actually even with the grill in the other two windows.
Right.
So I'm okay with it. I think it gives it some character. So I'm okay with all of it. Excellent presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I understand the drive today to go big. This is Dan Silver, to go big, and I think that's what's happening here. I think the new columns are better, but I think they're definitely oversized, but they're not, I don't think they're inappropriate for the area, so I'll just leave it at that. All righty. Okay, folks. Is there a motion?
Doug Grattan will make a motion for application 21-015, Hal and Jill Leibowitz, care of Aaron Polhemus. Application to replace columns, siding, windows, and repaint 2 doors in the bulkhead located at 9 Kingsbury Way as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
All right, we have a motion made and seconded. Further, last chance for comments or questions. Darcy, do you have any further questions or comments?
I have no further questions.
Sam Strybert,
I have no further questions.
Bob Burns,
Bob Burns, no further questions.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Ratton, no further questions?
Steve DeVoy,
Steve DeVore, no further questions.
nor does Dan Silver. All right, very good. Ready to vote? Darcy,
Darcy Sequin in favor?
Sam Stryber,
Sam Stryber abstains.
all right. Bob Burns,
Bob Burns in favor.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Ratton in favor?
Steve DeVoy,
Steve DeVore is in favor.
okay, Dan Silver's in favor too. So there you go. Very good, excellent, thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
Sam, where does that get us?
Thank you all.
Excuse me. We have another addition and alteration, 21022, Joseph and Nicolette Lazella, care of William G. Litchfield Esquire, application to construct a garage addition at 27 Beacon Hill.
Very good. Do we have Mr. Litchfield with us?
We do. Good afternoon, Mr.
Hi there,
Chairman.
I see you there, yep.
Bill Litchfield here on behalf of Joe and Nikki Lascella. I believe Mrs. Lascella may be on with us, and Bob Stello, who will be doing our building if you approve a certificate of appropriateness, is also with us, I believe. Regrettably, Mark Zebrat, who did the plans, which Sarah was kind enough to put up, is not able to be here. As Sam's hearing notice correctly stated, the Lasellas would like to put an addition on the west side of what is a non-historic building built approximately 1996, which is when the Lasellas first acquired this property. They will be, after 25 years of ownership, looking forward to being here on a year-round basis, and thus would like to have a garage. As well as some interior changes, which are, of course, not anything with which you're concerned, to allow for a first floor master bedroom. So, as you know from having gone out there, as I assume you did, this has minimal visibility from a public way. It's most visible from the railroad bed, the old right-of-way behind the property. But Mark has designed a proposal rather, in which the design of the garage and the connecting section is compatible with the existing architecture, as shown, as Sarah just showed the photographs. It's compatible with and in harmony with the buildings and structures in the area. What we have now is, as shown there, is essentially a cape in form. We know there's no cape style as such. It's an attractive enough home, but it doesn't have any special characteristics which would make it historic. And again, it is not such. So we're proposing a very simple garage addition. The windows will be Anderson 400 series with muntins. The door is similar, if not identical, to the one which is already on the side of the house. The trim, the shingles, the colors will all be in harmony and will match the existing design. There's a shed dormer with shutters proposed to sort of reduce the scale and to mirror the existing fenestration on the facade of the house. No skylights or anything like that. Fairly simple and straightforward. We can certainly try to answer any questions, but we think it is a reasonable proposal, which meets your guidelines. And again, given the relative invisibility, I don't think it will have any particular impact on the H.B.D.C. itself. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Litchfield. Let's find out if there are any. Darcy?
It looks fine to me. It looks as though the new addition is in keeping with the rest of the house, and I have no objections or concerns.
Very good. Sam?
Just one little question. Over the back door, the side, the door that's new, the roof goes up, and then there's a line there. So I'm assuming what happens is that the front of the roof is shallower pitch and then goes back and meets a steeper pitch. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct. Bob Stello, if he's on, can join with us, but I think that reflects the dormer section on the rear. It's not a line as such, just a different pitch of the roof.
Right. Okay, I have no other questions.
Bob,
One question, Bill, on the roofing materials. Is the whole roof being replaced?
I'm not aware of plans to replace the existing roof. Again, Bob can chime in if he's available. We anticipate matching those shingles. I suppose if we can't get the exact match, we'll have to address the issue. But the intent is to continue on the existing shingles.
Okay. No further questions.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Grattan has no questions. I think it's a great addition.
Steve DuBois.
I have no questions. Looks like a nice project.
Okay, and I have no questions. Dan Silver, nice looking addition. Very nice
Thank
indeed.
you.
I don't, even if you could see it from a public way, I think it's appropriate. Hello, Bill.
You can see it from the bike path. That's a public way.
Yes, that's what I told Mr. Litchfield earlier. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. All righty. Do we have a motion?
Doug Grant will make a motion for application 21-022, Joseph and Nicolette Lasella, William G. Litchfield, application to construct a garage addition located at 27 Beacon Hill as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, a motion is made and seconded. Last chance for comments or questions. Darcy,
No questions.
Sam,
No questions.
Bob Burns,
No further questions.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Grant, no questions.
Steve DuBois,
And Steve has no questions.
and Dan Silver has seen everything he needs to see. Very good. I have no further questions. Ready to vote? Steve DuBois,
Vote to approve as applied for.
okay, Doug Grattan,
Doug approves.
Bob Burns,
Burns approves.
Sam Stribert,
Sam Stribert approves.
Darcy Sequin.
Darcy Sequin approves.
Dan Silver approves as well. Very good. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Litchfield.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good to see you all.
Sam,
Okay. New construction, 21-016, Burt Hill LLC, care of Eric Hilbert. Application to construct a new commercial structure located at 0 Enterprise Drive.
do we have a applicant representative here, or the applicant themselves?
Yes, Craig Lohr from Lohr Construction Company.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
What can you tell us about this?
Okay, this is a new metal building with 4 bays. It's 50 feet wide by approximately 91 feet long, 20-foot eve height. As you can see, 4 overhead doors, 4 walk doors. So it's a 4-bay building. Could be for one tenant or multiple tenants. As you see, we have the, I did turn in a, by the way, I did turn in a landscape plan, but I don't think it made it. To the
It was delivered by email.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, okay. It's countryside land. It's Eric Hilbert, who's Countryside Landscape, so he'll obviously be doing his own landscaping. You can see he's put a couple trees and some green areas.
All right, let's find out what the commission thinks about this. Steve, you want to start us off?
I don't have any questions. I think this is in the area where the propane tank used to be. So I think it fits in with everything else that's down there.
Yeah.
Okay, Doug Grattan,
Doug Grant doesn't have any questions.
Bob Burns,
One question on the color of the building. Is that going to be the same color as the building to the east?
That building to the east is really green. it's, if you, I mean, if the photograph doesn't do the color, doesn't do justice to the color of the existing building. It's more green than gray.
So you're gonna have what color gray there? I'm trying to, okay,
Yeah, that's slate gray.
which is, okay, I see it. Okay, so it's close.
Yeah, but it's the slate gray is it's more of just a regular medium gray. That build, as I say, that building next door is more greenish. The
Okay.
photograph doesn't really show that.
Okay, and then there was some, in the landscaping plan, there was a mention of some type of retaining wall next to the building.
It would be if there is any kind of retaining wall, it's a very short retaining wall, because as you can see, the site is very flat.
Right, so it'll be on what side? It'll be on near the landscape, on the back there, okay. That'll be in the rear of the building.
Basically to stop the next door neighbor's land from
Okay,
on the land for this new building.
okay, I have no further questions.
Okay, Sam, Driver?
Yeah. So I was interested in there's various trims. There's a rake feature, and there's some trim. Is that on a different color?
No, everything's the same color.
Oh, okay,
Everything will be the slate gray.
okay. A little unfortunate. It would pep it up a little bit if all the trim was on a lighter creamy color. Anyway, that's just my opinion. So the retaining wall in the back, I can't. It's so small, and I didn't go into it. The elevations is that retaining wall holding their driveway up against this house against?
Well, the next door neighbor there, it's basically it's not driveway, it's sloped soil.
Okay.
You see the blue building there on the left.
All right. I see.
You see that trailer sitting. It's just basically retaining that.
Okay. I'm just wondering what the water's going to do. That's all.
Okay, Sam?
That yard and then be absorbed in the ground. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. It won't come into this building.
No.
All right. I don't have any questions.
Okay, Darcy?
I think the building is in keeping with what else is out there. I have no concerns. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I do have a question. Doesn't Art have another one in there? Another building like that already in there? Did I lose him?
No, I'm here.
Oh,
What was
does
what
Mr.
was your
Hilbert already
question?
own a building in there?
Eric Hilbert,
Yes,
I believe he owns that green building.
I thought so. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, very good. Thank you. I have no further questions. All right, do we have a motion?
Doug Grant will make a motion for application 21-016, Bird Hill LLC, care of Eric Hilbert. Application to construct a new commercial structure located at 0 Enterprise Drive as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Last chance for any comments or questions. Darcy,
Darcy Sequin has no further questions.
Sam Strybert,
I have no further questions.
Bob Burns,
Burns, no further questions.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Grant, no further questions.
Steve DuBois.
I have no further questions.
All right, voting. Darcy,
Darcy Sequin votes in favor.
Sam Stryber,
Sam Stryber votes in favor.
Bob Burns,
Bob Burns in favor.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Ratton in favor.
Steve DuBois,
Steve DeBoer's in favor.
Dan Silver's in favor as well. Very good. Excellent, folks. You did a good job on all of these. I'm surprised with where we are at this point. Okay, what do we got now, Sam?
We have administrative approval / exemption. 21-023, Donald Grunewald, application for administrative approval to replace 2 doors on the structure located at 726 Main Street.
Okay, and Sarah's still with us? Who went out for that one, Sarah?
This one was Mr. Burns and Ms. Sequin.
Oh, very good. Okay. So either of them have a comment?
Darcy Sequin has no comment. Looks fine to me.
Okay, all right. Sam?
No comments.
It's Bob.
Burns?
That was Bob.
Yeah, I went out, one question I asked, if you look at the front door, there is an old screen, that's the side door, the front. There's an old screen door that was there. You can see the hinges. That's not going to be replaced. So it's just going to be the new door. And it'll be like for like as far as the setup with the panes.
Okay.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you. All right, then. Anybody else have a comment? No, hearing none, then we'll go ask for a motion.
Doug Ratton will make a motion for application number 21-023, Donald Grunwald, application for administration approval to replace 2 doors on the structure located at 726 Main Street as presented.
Okay, so we'll be voting to ratify this administrative approval. All right.
Darcy Sequin will
Darcy?
second the motion first.
Oh,
I will
sorry.
second the motion.
Darcy, you seconded the motion?
I did, yes.
Okay, all right, so we're ready to vote. Okay, Darcy,
Darcy's in favor.
Sam Stryber,
Sam Stryber's in favor.
Bob Burns,
Bob Burns in favor.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Ratton's in favor.
Steve DuBois,
Steve DeBoer's in favor.
Dan Silver's in favor as well. Thank you very much, folks. Once again, a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Sarah, do we have any comments? Do we have anybody in the public that would like to make a comment? Anybody hanging out? No?
We have
All right.
nobody left in the audience. I will let the commission know that
All right,
we
so
do have an application for brand new construction for our next meeting on March 17th, as well as a modification to an existing certificate of appropriateness for the side wall sign located at 482 Main Street. So they've done a slight modification to the sign and will be coming back for approval of such at our next meeting.
Very good. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
All right, anybody else like to make a comment or have anything to say? No? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Darcy Sequin will second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Darcy,
Darcy's in favor.
Sam Stryber,
Sam's in favor.
Bob Burns,
Bob's in favor.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Ratton's in favor.
Steve DuBois.
Steve's in favor.
Very good. All right. Excellent, folks. Thank you very much. Remember
Good night,
to
everybody.
off the air.
So, Sarah, do you think there's any talk yet about going back to a modified in-person meeting, or is that got to come out of the governor's office?
So it's going to be a combination of the governor and the town
Okay.
working together to collaborate. Because if we had something like we had today, or, for example, some of our other meetings, we would definitely exceed the capacity where it would be safe and we could properly distance.
Okay.
So hopefully
All
soon
right,
enough,
folks.
it'll be nice to all be back together in the same room.
It's coming. It's coming.
It will come soon enough. Well, with that being said, we are officially adjourned at 5:17 p.m.
Thank you so